Well, hi folks, just before the video continues, I would just like to say a few words. First of all, I'd like to publicly apologise to Albans Lakes. At the time of making the video, I wasn't aware, but I was actually breaking the fishery rules. I've since apologised to the management team at Albans Lakes, and thankfully they were kind enough to accept my apologies. And they've also given me the blessing to get this video up live. So thanks guys. At the time, I was using braid, as you'll see in the video, and you're not allowed to use braid at Albans Lakes, it's banned, and I didn't realise. So I'd just like to say to everybody out there, no matter who you are, it's always best to double check the fishery rules before you start fishing. Although you may think you know what they are, like I did, obviously you can get caught out, so it's always worth double checking. So once again, I do apologise to Albans Lakes, and thanks ever so much for allowing me to get this video up live. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a real cracker, and I'll see you in the stream soon. Adios. Well, good morning folks. Well, you find me at Albans Lakes this morning. I'm on Willows Lakes. I don't know if, obviously for those of you that haven't been here, there's a complex of 3 lakes. You've got the Match Lake, Willows Lake and the Farm Lake. Match Lake is what it says it is. It's the smallest of the lakes, but it's quite deep in places. And that's predominantly much smaller carp and a very big head of bream in there. Willows Lakes has got a big head of bream and lots of carp. It's also absolutely chock-a-block full of roach, but the carp go up to, as far as I know, beyond 30 pounds in here, and I think recently they've just put 2 30-pounders in here as well. So it's a much larger lake, and it's predominantly carp fished, but there is a nice head of bream in here if you can get on them. And then the Farm Lake is predominantly for the carp anglers. There's some big carp in there, some cats in there I believe. So I think there might be 1 or 2 cats in the Willows Lake as well. So anyway, today I'm going to be targeting the bream if I can. I have set up a hybrid feeder as well, just in case I can get into the odd carp, but it's mainly I'm fishing the hybrid feeder about 5 meters beyond my normal standard. I'm actually fishing a helicopter rig for the bream, so just conventional bream fishing. Reason I've set the method feed about 5 meters beyond that is just in case the fish start backing off, I can rest my shorter line, just go 5 meters beyond, and it may well be that the fish are there. So because you can, quite often pick up the bream here on a method feeder, because a lot of the carp anglers pick up the bream, obviously fishing with boilies and etc. So yeah, it's a very autumnal day, that's for sure. It's we've had a lot of rain this morning already. The lake is quite high because there's a river behind us, and that kind of like floods into the lakes. It kind of feeds them and tops them up. So at the moment I would say it's up a good foot, if not a bit more. A good couple of feet maybe. So it's not a venue I'm that familiar with, to be honest with you. I've fished here when I was younger, once or twice with my dad, and I've been up here. I fished Willows twice now I think, with a couple of colleagues. Both times had bream and carp, and then I came up here last year, and unfortunately I didn't get a pull, didn't get a bite on here, but it was a really cold day. I don't know what today's going to be like. I don't know if you can see the colour of the water. It's proper muddy brown, so that may help. It's going to be proper overcast, and you can probably see maybe on the lens that it's spitting now again. So we're going to get rain on and off all morning. This afternoon it's meant to clear up a little bit, so may not do so much filming this morning. But yeah, maybe able to do a little bit more filming this afternoon. Bait wise, let's have a look over here if you can see all this. Obviously I've got my sweet corn, I've got my chopped worm, I've got my dendrobinas in here. I've actually got some pinkies and some maggots in these tubs here. I've got lids on them at the minute because, like I say, it's been raining. I've got my dead reds, got my micros set up over here, and then I've got my ground bait in here. In the ground bait I've actually got, I don't know if you can pick them out, but I've actually got some very small black micro pellets. They're the Peg 1 black micro pellets in here. I tend to find that when the water's coloured, they do well to just hold the fish there. The mix today is mainly just a bream mix, Peg number 1 bream mix with a little bit of green in there, but also one thing I've added is some molasses. Added some molasses in there today, so It's something that I used to use a hell of a lot. I haven't used so much just recently, but I thought, yeah, today it's, like I say, there's been a lot of water going to the lake. It's very coloured, so it may well work with chopped worm and a bit of molasses out there as well. So anyway, I'm going to now bait up, yeah, like I say, and then sort of sit on it and see how we get on. Apologies, got a little bit of rain on the lens. Just to go over the rods, something that's going to be interesting today, and I'd like to show you more this afternoon. I'm actually just fishing with 2 rods. I've got 2 rods set up. One of them is, they're both free spirits, and they're both distance rods. Sorry, no, they're both the power feeder rods, but one of them is a distance and one of them's a special. Just take you over to them here. So looking at them both there, they look very, very, very similar. They're both 13 foot, as you can see. Both got the same reels on there that I've got at the moment. This one is the special. It's the High-S power feeder special, 13 foot. And this one is the High-S power feeder distance. Now, what I would like to show you, maybe if I can set the camera a little bit further up, is when I'm doing some casting, just the different action of those 2 rods. And if I'm lucky enough to get into some fish as well, you'll be able to see the different actions on those 2 rods. They're very similar rods, but obviously the distance, just a little bit more backbone in it, for casting like places like Boddington, if you want to stick a hybrid feeder out 80, 90, 100 meters, stupid distances. But yeah, so it's got the power to do that. Obviously the special is a lot softer, so it's much better for bream fishing at distance as well. It'll stick a bait up feeder out there for you, sort of 50-60 meters, no problem at all, as long as you ain't got a massive headwind, obviously. Yeah, obviously it'll play carp as well if you get into the odd carp. So hopefully I'll be able to show you a bit of action on those a bit later on if I get into some fish. Anyway, right, I'm going to start baiting up. Looks like it's about to chuck it down again. I'm going to start baiting up. I've set my my conventional feeder line at 55 meters and my hybrid at 60 meters. So we'll see how we get on with that. Right, I'll catch up with you in a bit. Cheers. Ta-da. It's a Guru bait up feeder. Got a 30 gram lead on it. So it's quite a comfortable cast for a bait up feeder. It's not particularly deep. I'm fishing braid on my conventional line, and I've got mono on my method feeder. Like I've always said before, it's not something I'll rush the baiting up. Even if I'm in a match, I don't tend to rush it, mainly because you've got to pick a spot and you've got to be accurate on it. There's no point casting all over the place. Got a really strong crosswind today, so you know, you just got to make sure that you get that cast right. Just take your time. Can't help it, sometimes they go wrong. So I'm putting a bit of dead reds in now. Putting a bit of cord in now, and I'm putting a little bit of worm in there. Not a lot of worm, but just a little bit. Pick my spot again. Just wait for it to sink. There you go, it's hit the bottom now. A couple of sharp jabs and it empties the feeder. No, not going to put too many out there. Like I say, it's got a nice colour in it, so I'm not too concerned about spooking the fish too much. There you go. I am fishing with a shock leader on here. I've got a 10-pound shock leader. Aids with your casting with your finger, because obviously braid can cut into your finger. But it is only literally, it's not like loads of turns. It literally just goes from my reel up to about a metre off my rod tip there. And that way, when I'm fishing with the braid, it's not got to pull through loads of mono before I start seeing them bites. So I get more accurate, more positive bites. Right, pick my spot. Go. Right, that's 3 of those I've put out there. I'm happy with that. Now what I'm going to do is switch over to the method feeder, and I'm literally just going to put 3 chucks of that out there, just so I get a bit of pellet out beyond my normal line. And like I say, in case I spook the fish, if I bump one off, or if the fish just back off for whatever reason, they've got a bit of pellet behind them, they may settle on. I could just literally jump onto that and may pick up the odd one on the method. So it's just standard micros. I've not put anything in them, just soak them. Obviously not squeezing them on too hard. Exactly the same line. But obviously that's 5 metres further on. I'm going to do 3 of them, and then I'm going to drop onto my conventional line. So let's come back to you in a bit. Adios. So as you can see, it's a helicopter rig using one of the Preston hex meshes. Stop that bouncing around. So it's obviously got a lead at the bottom there, which obviously aids with casting. Like I say, it's a helicopter rig, so this will just literally keep spinning round as it casts. It's a really good anti-tangle rig. I've actually gone really positive. I've got a size 12 hook on with a dendrobina, as you can see, tipped with a red maggot. So let's hope it goes round. There we go, right on the money. That's it, it's at the bottom. Sink that line. Right, hopefully come back to you with a fish on. Adios. Well, would you believe it, it's gone round straight away. I think it's probably a roach, judging by the feel of it. No, it's a desired species. It's a skimmer. We just want them about 6 pound bigger than that. There you go. No. First cast, first fish. Let's hope we get plenty more. So second cast, it's gone round again. Once again, it's not a big fish. As long as that tip keeps moving, the bait keeps going out there, hopefully the bigger fish will move in. So another small skimmer. Here we go. Just hope his daddy turns up. Adios. Well, this one's pulling back. It's on my 3rd cast. You never really know here what you're going to hook. Could be a carp, could be a bream. I think this is a bream. Well, I thought it was. Now it feels like a carp. The way that's going. Ah, lost it. What a bugger. Yeah, I think you'll find that was a carp. And yeah, just took me hook length. Never mind. Go again. Nice to get some action though. It's third cast in. Oh dear. Wasn't expecting that on the worm. We weren't out there 2 minutes, gone round again, I've got another carp on. So much for a bream video. I mean, it's warm today. It's really overcast, like I say, it's drizzly, rainy. It's a proper wind blowing. It's just an ideal day for catching bream, carp. The only thing I thought might have put it off is the amount of water that's gone in the venue. So I'm hoping you can see the action of this rod. So this is the special, this is the softer rod. As you can see, I'm fishing with braid, which I wouldn't normally fish with. I'm fishing for carp, or hooking carp. It's not ideal braid, but as you can see, this rod is bending all the way down to where I'm holding it. It's taken all the lunges of this fish. I'm really not expecting to get carp in, to be honest with you. I'm fishing much too light a line, hook lengths. But if the carp want to play, then I'll have to maybe beef up my hook lengths. Funnily enough, I remember fishing here when I was a kid, and we used to catch the carp then on denjabinas, funnily enough. So, looks like they've still got a taste for them. Not a little fish, this. Well, look at that. Well, that was unexpected. Well, that's got to be very close to 20 pound. Look at that, guys, on light feeder gear. What a start of the day. let's get her back. See if we can get some more. It's not even been out there a minute this time. A nice drop back bite. Whatever this is, it feels a little bit more manageable. Certainly feels more breamy, this does. Last time I said that, it roared off and snapped me up. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be a bream. 53 seconds, that's all that was out there. Now that's looking a little bit more angry now. That could be a small carp. What do I know, eh? Come in very much like a bream, but now it's fighting like a carp. Don't think the bream are going to get a look in today. And as you can see, it's pouring down with rain now. But it's perfect weather for fishing. There ain't no bream. Ah. Spat the hook right there, another carp. Oh, yeah, actually spat the hook. I've still got my hook. There you go. We'll go again. So that's 2-1 to the carp now. Buggers. Adios. I daren't say what this is and what this isn't. But, I see it coming across the surface. It's either a small roach or a skimmer. Here we go. Small skimmer. Well, at least that storm's blown over. There we go. Right. Hopefully get a bream this time. Adios. Right folks, I've just been done by another carp. Literally just bent my hook straight. So I've actually put a dendrobina on my method. And rather than filling the method just for the pellets, I've put predominantly ground bait in there. So I've got a dendrobina on the method. Something I've never done before. But they certainly seem to want the dendrobinas, so yes, we'll just have to see how we get on with it. I've only just cast it out there, so we'll see if it goes round. Obviously it's 5 metres past where my ground bait's been falling, so it may take a little while to get a bite, but I can soon do sort of 6 winds on my reel and clip up so I land on where my ground bait is. But yeah, we'll see if this goes round. Hopefully come back to you with a fish. Adios. Well, it went round. 4 minutes it was out there. I can safely say this ain't a bream. this rod now that I'm using is a Free Spirit High S 13 foot power feeder distance. Exactly the same rod as on the conventional feeder, apart from it's a distance, so it's got a bit more backbone. You'll notice the action isn't quite as aggressive. But once again, it still has got a nice action, especially when you're playing carp. I do use this rod sometimes for bream fishing. I know they're all going to be big bream, and there's maybe a big tow, and it's a river that's really pushing through. And I don't mind using this rod. Well, that's certainly a lot less stressful trying to catch one on this setup. Here we go, nice carp. What a beautiful looking carp. Look at that, fully scaled mirror. Wonderful. Right, slipping back, see if we can get another one. Well, I was convinced today was going to be all about bream, but it just goes to show, if them carp want to get on it, they'll bully all their fish out of the way, and they'll make sure they'll get to the bait first. So, right, stick another dendrobina on the method. Try and catch another one. There you go, so all I'm doing is putting the dendrobina tipped with a maggot. Still got my bait band there, not my bait band, my bayonet hanging out, but we'll just leave that on there. And that's it. So all I'm doing is squeezing some ground bait with a few pellets in there and just leaving my bait out. Let's go up again, see if we can catch another one. Adios. Right guys, yeah, I had a couple of more casts on the method feeder, and I had one small fish on it, and I missed a bite on it. It wasn't particularly positive. I've just gone out there on my conventional again, but what I've done is I've beefed up my hook length and hook. And it's been out there literally 40 seconds, and obviously it's gone round. Not a carp, might be a bream if I'm lucky at last. Yep, it's a skimmer. Here we go. So, they're getting bigger. Now I've beefed it all up, probably find I'll start catching the bream and not the carp. But still, at the minute the carp are still winning. So, I've lost 3 and I've caught 2. So, we'll go again. Adios. It's gone round straight away again. Feels like another skimmer. A bit heavier than just a skimmer. Oh, at last we got a bream. Finally got what we came for. There we are, guys. Finally got a nice bream. Looks like there's plenty more down there. So that could be a sign that the carp have moved on a bit, allowing the bream to get in there and have a bit of a scoff now. But we'll see. We'll go out there again, see if we can get another one. Right. Adios. Well, this one's certainly not a bream. Nearly pulled me rod in. This fish knows exactly where it's going. Going into a snag there. Trying to bully it away from it. Okay. Oh, would you believe that? That's 4-2 to the carp now. I had to bully it because it was going right in the snag. It spat the hook. So, at least I've still got all my gear. We'll go again. God, they're beating me up today, these carp. Yeah, straighten the hook out and put even stronger hook on now. Blimey. Right, adios. Right guys, I've just changed things up a little bit. I've decided to come off of the braid on my conventional feeder line. I've had 2 bites on a trot that have just been so vicious off the carp, and they've just literally just straightened my hooks out straight away. So obviously the carp are having a munch today, as we've seen. So yeah, I just don't think there's any point going out on a braid. Obviously, if I was just getting bream and skimmers, then I'd stay on it. But yeah, it's not fair on the fish, and yeah, there's just kind of no point if it's just going to keep smashing me up all the time. So had a touch then. So yeah, just gone out first cast on the mono now. There's a massive toe on it today. So I don't know if you can see my tip from there, but it's just constantly kind of bent round. But that's fine, I haven't got a problem with that. They'll still pull it and then it'll drop back. But yeah, obviously the bite's going to look a little bit different now. But yeah, kind of getting a little bit fed up, obviously being smashed up by the carp. So I've actually gone on a really kind of thick gauge hook now. Obviously a thick hook length line. I've actually gone on to 8-pound hook length now, so which yeah, it's massive really, but there's some big carp in here and they're just smashing me up. So yeah, and I've got a size 12 very thick gauge hook. Still fishing with a dendrobina and a single dead red, and we'll see how we get on. While I was setting that up, I went out on a method feeder. I actually put a wafter on there just to see, and it didn't go round. So they're obviously on the natural baits today. There's I don't know if you can see in the distance there, there's 3 bivvies set up, and I've not seen any of them have a run at all yet today. Yeah, I'm getting smashed up to pieces by carp, so obviously they're not interested in boilies today. What with that churning up, they're just interested in that worm. So we'll see how it goes. Had a bit of a break then of not getting bait out there, so I may have to you know, put a couple of more bait up feeders out there to get it going again, but we'll see. I'm not going to do that straight away, just in case you know, the fish are around. So we'll see how we get on. Right, hopefully come back to you with a fish on. Adios. Right guys, bit of an update. Yeah, I changed things up a little bit. Went out on I've gone out on a mono now instead of the braid on my conventional feeder line, and it's really gone really quiet. I've actually just put a few more bait up feeders out there to see if I can waken it up again. But yeah, since I went out there, put a nice thick gauge hook on, 8-pound hook length, and I've not had a pull off of a carp. I've had a couple of skimmers and a little roach, but other than that, that's all I've had. So I'm getting the odd little knock, but obviously I've got such a toe. As I'm not fishing with braid, I'm fishing with mono, it's a bit harder to see the bites. But obviously when the carp were having it, I had no problem seeing them. So, but sort of since then, I've not had a bite from a carp. So I've actually gone back down again on my hook length size and my gauge of my hook size now. Still on a size 10 hook, but it's a much finer gauge. It's more of a match style hook. But yeah, see if I can wake them back up again. But maybe they've moved on. But who knows? But if that's the case, hopefully a few bream will get on it. But yeah, as of yet, I've not had any. So anyway, we'll keep going. As you can see, it's still very autumnal. It's very cloudy. Looks like it's still going to spit a bit. And the wind's blowing an absolute hoolie. So I do apologise for the sound quality. Obviously, if it's a bit iffy because of the wind. But try to get in a bit of a bay here, so that I'm sort of a bit sheltered off the wind, as I knew I was going to be doing a bit of filming, so hopefully it's not been too bad for you guys. Anyway, I'll crack on. I'll yeah, if I don't have anything within another sort of half an hour, maybe I'll put a couple of more bait up feeders out there, and yeah, maybe change a few things up. But yeah, hopefully come back to you with a fish on. Adios. As you can see, it's raining again, guys. Still getting small skimmers at the minute, but yeah, not getting any big pulls now. Still, keep the bait going in. Hopefully the big ones will turn up again. Right, come back to you in a minute once the rain stops. Ta-da. Well, I just bumped a bream off. I'm assuming it was a bream. And when I brought it in, my worm had gone over me hook. Folded over me hook. I've just recast this out there. It's only been out there a couple of minutes, gone round again. Looks like it's a carp. So hopefully doing that baiting up has made a difference. It does feel a bit snagged up, I must admit. Either that or it's just a very heavy fish. Okay. I was just in the process of cleaning my glasses when the tip went round. So this is still the high S special rod I'm using. As you can see, it's got a really good progressive action on it. It definitely looks like putting a few bait up feeders out there's worked. Oh, slider in and that's another decent fish. It's nice common this time. Let's see if it'll behave. Well, definitely got to clean my glasses now. There you go, guys. Look at that. It's a heavy fish, that. Got some weight to it. Right. Clean myself up and we'll go again. Right. Come back to you in a bit, guys. Adios. Well, it's gone round again, guys. It's always a bit of a risk baiting up again, but obviously on a day like today, there's plenty of colour in the water. Not really going to spook them too much, and it's obviously done the trick. I must say, I'm glad I've moved over to mono now rather than the braid. Definitely wasn't right playing carp on braid. Now, it's one of the main reasons why I was getting, you know, busted hook lengths and straightening out hooks. Obviously, there's no give in braid at all. Yeah, you got a hell of a lot more give in mono. Okay. Nice little mirror carp. Cracking looking fish they've got here. I'm going to take my glasses off because see me getting all covered in water again here. Look at this little fella. Cracking looking fish, isn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. Right, slip it back. Yeah, like I was saying, it's always a little bit of a risk having a rebait during the day, but sometimes it can just really kill your swim. But on a day like today, I think it was definitely a risk worth doing, and it's paid off. If you're not catching anything, you're not getting any bites, then you've got nothing to lose, so it's always worth a go. Right, get another Dendrobina on and we go again. Come back to you in a bit. Adios. Okay. I reckon the line must have been caught round it or something. There you go, guys. Let's give a bream. You had anything? Oh, those guys over there, have they? There you go, guys. Nice common for you. Let's pop her back. Well, I must say, I'm going to get the mickey taken out of me with this video. Coming here to do a bream video. I've caught all day's carp. Well, I'm not complaining. It's been a fantastic day's fishing. It's funny, I was just contemplating on putting a bit more feed out there, but I shall hold off now. because obviously the bites are just taking a bit longer. But, obviously I've caught this one now, or at least I've hooked this one anyway. So just wait a little bit longer. See if I still get a few more bites after this. If not, then maybe I'll put another bait up feeder out there. Oh, how many's that happened to me today? Oh, that's straight in my hook. Looking at it though, the worm's folded over the hook, look. No, the hook's okay. Just the worm folded over. In fact, the maggot's folded over as well. Oh well, another one we haven't got to see. Right, we'll go again. Adios. Thought the weather was meant to brighten up a bit this afternoon. More skimmers. Oh. Well, a bit of an update. Yeah, sort of like the last hour, I hooked 2 big carp, and they just absolutely just roared off and smashed me up. And I've had about 10 skimmers about that size, nothing any bigger than that. So, but, just put a couple of more bait up feeders out there. And probably going to give it about another half an hour or so, and then I'll call it a day. So hopefully we'll go round for another carp on, or a big bream for a bit of luck. So see you in a bit. Adios. Finally got another bream. There you go. Well, it's woken up. They are nice fish, yeah. Oh dear. I don't know if you could hear on this video, guys, but I've got Kevin Foster on the phone. Fozzie, as we know him, is the infamous angler at Boddington's that wasn't too pleased when I hooked a fish with 1 minute to go. So I've got him on my phone at the moment. Plus we've got a plane going over. But hang on a minute, mate. I can't hear you because I've got a plane going over. So what did you say, Kev? That's it. That's it. Yeah, you need to be nice and polite, Kev. I thought I was doing really well, but this thing won't come in now. Yeah, here's mine. Yeah, there you go. That's it. It's a nice little mirror. Right. Oh. There you go, guys. Nice little mirror. Not doing very well juggling these fish at the minute. Good job I'm sat out in the water. Well, at least you got to see it. Right. Oh. That's amazing. 3 more bait up feeders and wallop straight into a carp. Yeah, it's definitely been the way to go today. Just keep popping it up. Probably could have put more out there, to be fair, yeah, would have been even more aggressive, I think. But you always run the risk of obviously overfeeding it. So, right. Oh. One more cast, I think, and then we'll call it a day. So, hopefully, we'll have a fish on. Adios. Well folks, that's it for today. On my last cast now. Tip's moved a couple of times, but it ain't really gone round. So, but it still might, you never know. But as you could probably hear and tell, the weather's really calmed down now, and the fishing's kind of slowed down as that wind has sort of calmed down. The clouds have sort of cleared a little bit, but yeah, the fishing's not been quite as good. But just goes to show, if you can get out and you can sort of get out the wind a little bit, but fish on these sort of autumnal days where you've got a good old bit of wind coming, and good cloud cover, you can, as long as it's not too cold, you can tend to catch a few fish. The fish tends to want to feed, and I don't know if you were aware, but obviously this particular weekend it has been quite warm nights, and we've had a nice southerly wind coming up as well, which has sort of warmed it up a little bit. So just goes to show that you don't always have to go out there on them nice days to catch fish. Sometimes you're better off getting out on a bit of what you'd normally call a bit of a horrible day, but at least you can catch a few fish. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's certainly been a funny one. It's the intention was it to be a bream video. It's ended up catching more carp than bream, but there we go. I've been done probably by more carp than what I've actually got in, but didn't really come sort of prepared to catch carp. So yeah, lesson learned for me. I need to sort of make sure that I'm sort of geared up for them. But yeah, the last couple I've managed to get in, but yeah, I've hooked into some real big ones, and they've just screamed off, hit me line clip, and before I can get my line clip out, boom, they either snapped me obviously my hook link, or they've actually bent me, straightened me hook right out. So but yeah, had an enjoyable day. There's been a few anglers around me, and I've not seen anyone else catch a fish right up until literally in the last sort of 10 minutes. The guys opposite, in the bivvies opposite, they finally just caught one. So but yeah, so I'm quite pleased really. I've done quite well. But like I say, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe. It's dead easy, but you've obviously got to set yourself up a YouTube account. It doesn't cost anything, but if you hit subscribe, then you'll always get a notification every time I post a new video. So anyway guys, I hope to see you in the swim soon. Adios. Well, would you believe it, I was about to pack up. I thought, something I've not tried all day is a bit of corn. I've fed it all day and I haven't tried it. And I thought, I'll just sling a bit of corn on while I start clearing all my bait trays and everything. It's literally been out there 30 seconds and my rod's folded in half. And maybe I should have been on corn earlier on. Well, as John Wilson used to say, what a way to end a day. Look at that, what a way to end the day. Oh, and another one, jumped in. Right, that is it. I'm going to pack up and go home. Hope you've enjoyed it guys. See you in the next one. Adios.